everyone, it's me, KatieBeth again. And while I was at my craft club a few weeks ago, the leader of the craft club was talking about how one of her dream things to do is make an entire ball gown. But the thing that was really catching her up on doing this idea is that she's never made corsets before and is a little frightened to try, which I get. But she said in her research, she was learning that you can use a zip ties as the boning for the stays. And that made me want to do it myself. And I did a little research on the subject. By a little, I mean a little. But I did find out that you should use the big 24-inch zip ties versus like the 14-inch, just because they're stronger. And I also read one of the zip tie tests was if you bend it, if it stays bent, then it's not going to work in your corset. And that seems to work pretty well. So I got these at Harbor Freight. There's 10 24-inch zip ties. And after I was leaving, I almost went back because I was like, 10, that's not enough to do all the projects I want to do. But then I realized, since it's such a long zip tie, I can basically use it twice. Because the projects I want to do, first of all, I want to make a Christmas dress this week. And I'm using the same pattern I normally use without any type of stays type of structure in it. But I thought, perfect opportunity to learn how to make a little boning channel and get some maybe more structure to my dress. And then also through some recommendations of some of you guys in the comments of my corset sports bra video, it was recommended that maybe one of the good ideas to use for that would be to use some type of boning for structure to help it hold its structure. So this week I'm going to make a Christmas dress with some boning in it, and by boning I mean zip ties, and also maybe work on some of my sports bras using some boning as well. Now, while I was at Harbor Freight getting these zip ties, also these were like $1.79 for all of these, versus the ones that I found on HomeDepot.com were a lot more. They may have came in a bigger pack, but the cost was astronomically more. But while I was at Harbor Freight getting these, I also found that they have metal zip ties, which, actually, let me try the bending test to see if that works. Ooh, unfortunately, if you bend them, that does stay bent. So if I were to use these as boning in a corset, it might not work too well if it just bends and gets stuck that way. However, they might still kind of work for the sports bra one, because if it's just the boobs aren't really squishing out in weird ways, so it shouldn't even get to that type of angle. Whereas if I use these zip ties are known to kind of form in heat, and with my body heat, if I'm working out a bunch, it might be good that they'll form to my body, or they might get misshaped because my body gets so hot. And that might actually be a good idea. But while I was in the store, I thought I'll try out these metal ones too. The metal ones were a bit more expensive. They were $6.99. But as always, you can use a Harbor Freight coupon that's 20% off. Alright, so I'm going to start making the dress structures, or the bra structures, to put these boning in and try to corset them up and see how they work. Alright, so I basically have my Christmas dress made. It's candy cane stripes on the top and then gnomes on the bottom. So the structure of the dress naturally doesn't really need boning, but the purpose of this video was to try and figure out if I could use zip ties for boning. So I think I'll try it nonetheless. So my next problem is deciding where I want to put the boning. I'm obviously thinking maybe here on the side, like by the seam maybe, but I don't know if it needs to be on either side of the seam or just one side. Also maybe down the center to kind of keep the center straight. And then I'm not sure if the back needs any boning or not. Oh yeah, you can see I'm also wearing sweatpants underneath. So I might do some boning in the back, but I'm not sure if I like it just like flexible. But just for the sake of trying, maybe I'll try it. I am leaning more towards the plastic zip ties versus the metal, mainly because of that pinch test where I pinched it and it just stayed pinched. because I really don't want to have just like pinched things throughout here. So even though I made most of the dress, it is lined on the inside, so some red fabric, and I did not sew the lining onto the bottom. So I think I'm going to sew some channels down the front of where the zip ties can fit, and then shove that up in there, and then sew it in underneath. So here we go. Okay, so I put the boning in. First off, I noticed right away that putting the boning in the front made it a lot straighter in the front, whereas before it was more of a curved and following my natural curve. Well, first of all, the biggest difference that I noticed is it's a lot less comfortable. Like, it used to just be like slouchy and really comfortable, and it just form-fitted to your body. But now it is like the corset thing, where it's kind of stabby in here, but it's like now it's like corset-y. Like, it feels like the bottom of a corset where it just comes into your body. So like, ugh. But on the positive side, with it being form-fitting to my body, it used to like scrunch up here and like show my fat rolls on the side, and now it doesn't. Cause this is where I put the stays in, or the boning. I put it in the front, on the side right here, and then on the side right here, and then on the back part right here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do anything to the back, but seeing how the back kind of looks frumpy now that this is nice looking, I think I'm going to put like 2 on the side here and then 1 down the center in the back. But instead of it going all the way to the top, I think I might stitch it across the top so that I don't have to go all the way to the top, and so that I don't have to deal with the sleeves. Because I don't want to have to deal with putting boning in the sleeves. I feel like that might also make it a lot less comfortable. Also, with it more pinching in at the waist, I feel like it like gives more of a interesting, nicer figure. I kind of want to do a side-to-side comparison of before and after. So I'm going to go ahead and put the boning in the back and see how that turns out. So picture of the back before. So I did the back boning, but I tried to do it along the stripes so that I wasn't doing weird stitching on the sides, because as you can see, the sides aren't quite straight. Although they look plenty straight now. I don't know what my problem was. Okay, this might need some more boning. Just when I was actually working on it, it looked like the stripes wouldn't quite match up, and so I didn't want to make like weird stitching, but it does look like I might need some more boning here where I didn't put any, because the rest is very nicely structured. So it still does a little bit of a gapping there where it doesn't have boning. So boning seems to be a do all of it or do none of it type of thing. But I do like the way this looks a lot better than before the boning, and it was really like it was just like fat rolls. Like my fat rolls rolled like right here. But now it's very smooth looking. And I'm a big fan of that. But now that I know how it works out for this bodice for a dress, I want to try making more sports bras, which is basically the same pattern, but shorter and with a tie instead of a zipper. And I want to see if the boning helps the structure of that too. Mainly for the top, I made this bodice a higher cut than the sports bra I made on my sports bra video. And let's see. I feel like this cut is a pretty nice cut for that even. I could try making it a little higher. I might try making it just a smidge higher for the sports bra. And also for the sports bra, I like making this a deeper cut so that I don't get chafing right here. Alright, so I'm going to try the sports bra now with some boning. Let's see how that goes. So first off, I adjusted the pattern to the things that I wanted, a higher bust and a lower cut armhole. Next, I did decide that I wanted to use a zipper because I found some at Hobby Lobby that do unzip all the way like sweater zippers, but they're too long for what I want. So I decided that I'd have to cut it down like this. I just fold it over, and hopefully the zipper just won't come off because I'll have it folded over. And that should be okay. So I'll be able to just zip and unzip my sports bra and take it on and off. So, of course, I had to measure it up to the bra first before making my cuts. Then after I measured it and pinned it on, I went ahead and just cut off the piece I didn't need. And then that extra piece looked like it would make great lace for the cleavage later. So then I just went ahead and sewed the zipper right on. I also wanted to point out how nice these arm pin cushions are. I got them off of Amazon, and they're just really great and easy to use. So after I had the zipper sewed on, I thought I would try it out. So thread it on there and zip it on, and I zipped it right off. So I spent the next hour and a half trying to figure out how to get the little zipper top back on. Finally, I went and talked to my roommate about it, and he told me just get it onto one side, and then from the bottom, I could just thread it on like a sweater, like I would normally be doing if I had done it the right way anyways, and it worked. So sometimes asking for help would probably save a lot of time. So this time I didn't zip it all the way off. So after sewing the zipper completely on, this is the finished product I ended up with before the lace. Okay, so here's the new and improved sports bra that I made. A higher chest than the normal Oktoberfest outfits, but this time I put a zipper instead of the corset ties that I did the last time I made a sports bra. And I actually like this a lot better because the ties were kind of irritating to have to string through each one to put it on, and now I can just put it on and take it off really easily. So I don't have the zip tie boning in yet. So I wanted to see what it looked like before the boning versus after. And I made these bonings just by cutting the zip ties with a fingernail cutter so it wouldn't mess up my scissors. So they are kind of not all quite right, but they're also not really sharp either. You can sand them down a little, even with a fingernail file, but I was honestly okay with this. So I also didn't sew the channels together yet. So all of it's kind of open, even the parts that aren't channels. I can sew that together after. I just wanted to see if I would even like working out with boning in or not. So it's pretty comfortable without boning in. It does kind of go in, but that's fine. You can see that this boob's bigger than this one, the way it folds. So I put some boning channels in right here in the front and one on the side. The back I'm fine with just being comfortable. So this is it before. And let's see, I put on the high-waisted ones just so I wouldn't have a muffin top while working out. But my little chubby belly. So it's what it looks like. If I make another one, I think I probably will make it the normal length. So like to here. To maybe cover this fat roll that I have, and would be cuter with long pants, I guess, but it's already like a shirt with this. Oh, also you can see I kind of have it, when I put the zipper on, it didn't quite match up, so it's a little lopsided. Well, on the top too, but if it's just for working out and sweating, it's not that big a deal. Okay, so sports bra before the boning in it. So I just put this one in, and it's already straightening it out. Put this side in here. Put these side ones in. I'm not sure I even need side boning. I think it's more just for structure in the front. You can already see it's not bending as much in the front. So I don't know if that'll make my boobies start falling down more since they're not cradled by the fabric, or if it'll keep it more structured and stay where they are. Nope, nope. That's not a channel, that's just the big open space. I might have to take this off to get the side boning in. Nope. Okay, that one went in. I'm actually not feeling anything different with this in or without. I think because I made the sleeve cut short enough that that's not like poking into my fattish areas. Seems just comfortable and fine. I'm not sure if the sides are necessary at all. So I got that in. I do feel like with my squishing about a lot, my boobs already did go down a lot, like it's not being held as much. But even with my boobs down further down in the bra, so now the end of my boobs are like here instead of here where they were. So they did fall a bit. But it's still all encased in this still. A little irritated with myself that I didn't take the zipper off to make it more even, but not that irritated. Readjust to pull myself back up. I feel like it does look better with the zip tie boning in, but for comfort-wise, I feel like it was supporting me better without the boning. Just because now it's like nothing, I guess I can't really show that, but it's kind of like nothing's under my boob supporting it, whereas before the fabric was hugging in there, and now it's just like boob with no support. I could possibly put in boning underneath on the side. Maybe if I make another one, I'll put the boning this way, like put it in the center and then this way so that my boob has something to be on top of. So this is what it looks like with the boning in it. No. So it just has boning here and here and here. Again, the sides seem pretty useless. It might also be different if I had made it a little snugger, maybe if I take it in a little more. I keep thinking that I need to make them bigger and then they're a little loose. But for sports bras, you really just need it to like squeeze in and hold so that everything's held in while you're working out. Let's see. So it is kind of fine. I think I did like it. It looks so much cuter with the boning in it, but I feel like it might be more supportive for an actual bra without the boning. Well, I'm gonna go do a little workout now, see how I feel about it actually working out, and I'll report back after. I forgot to report that I also made a matching mask to go with my sports bra. Gnomes. So after sitting in my car scrunched up for about a half an hour, it did leave this little mark on my skin. So this is what it would look like with normal-sized yoga pants on, showing a little muffin top. And here's what it looks like with the pants pulled all the way up to the sports bra. And after working out for about 2 hours, the cotton really did get kind of wet with my sweat. But I liked that it was pulling the sweat away from my skin rather than me just being in a sweat bath of polyester and sweat. Also, the front side zip tie started poking out and kind of bugging me. So that was a little irritating, but something to note. Additionally, it did seem to feel a little looser the more I worked out, so my boobs were kind of further down in the shirt rather than pushed up like a shelf. And this is what it looked like when I got home. I ended up taking out the pokey part that was irritating me. So one side doesn't have the boning in and one side still does. I like the look of the side that does have it. And when I got home, I decided that I got tired of the lopsided look and took one side of the zipper off so that I could even them out and they'd be pretty even. I also decided to take it in so that it would be tighter on me. So this is the inside seam, how I took it in by just making some pleats. And it did make it tighter, but it made it so much more comfortable and supportive, just everything squeezing in so tight. So I did take out the zip ties and I wanted to even them out because the long ones are the ones that were poking me. So I chopped them down with my nail cutters to be the same size as the front ones. And as you can see, this was just a little test of what it looked like after I went to the gym. It did bend a little, not much, but I think it was molding to the way my body naturally wanted it to be. Additionally, I thought instead of sewing the boning in, I could just put a ribbon on the bottom and allow it to still have a channel to come out through. Like right there, you could just pull it out, like pull the ribbon down and pull it out. But that seemed like a lot more work than I wanted to do, so I just sewed it all the way across, keeping the boning in there because I really liked the look of the boning. So this is it on with it being tight. So it does give me more of a muffin top because it is tighter. But it feels so much more supportive and so much more comfortable. So this is one of the seams that I took in a little to make it tighter on me, but because I did that on the sleeve part, it made the armpit part a lot less comfortable. And because it's me and I can't leave well enough alone, I added another layer of lace. So this is what it looks like with the lace on it. Completely unnecessary. I think maybe the gnomes and the cuteness made me want to make it cuter, but now it looks way less like a sports bra, but still really cute. So I do have the boning in there. I like the way the boning looks. There's no need for anything to be cupping my boob underneath because with it so tight, it's just holding everything in really well. So I don't need that under cupping. This honestly just feels really, really supportive and comfortable. Okay, so final review. Even after making basically 2 outfits, the dress and the sports bra, which because I just kept adding more and more stuff on, ended up being more of a crop top than a sports bra, I only ended up using about 6 zip ties. So I still have 4 left, enough to make at least another outfit or 2. And because the zip ties are so long and the things I made like the sports bra, the boning that I need is so small, I was able to get like 3 pieces of boning out of 1 zip tie. And with the entire bag only being $1.79, that's quite economical. So as I mentioned previously in the video, the dresses and outfits are a lot more comfortable without the boning in it, but since I've had the boning in for a while, I don't really even notice that it's there anymore and it just feels normal. Also an interesting note that I made, I actually have the pattern to show. So this is the one that I used for the sports bra. I just made it shorter, so this line is where I had cut it off. But the original cleavage line for the Oktoberfest dress is about 2 inches shorter. So I did raise the cleavage line quite a bit. So the normal Oktoberfest dresses I make only come to about here. So that's quite a bit of extra length that I added. But also with the normal Oktoberfest dresses, you'd be wearing a blouse, so a blouse would probably be covering to here. But making blouses and wearing blouses are so much extra work than just putting on a dress. What I did learn from this though is that this is the size 12 and I can wear a bra with it. It's pretty comfortable, but I like the idea of not having to worry about the bra straps coming up on the side. Not bra straps, bra fronts, bra cups. And so I like the idea of making the size 10 the smaller size for me and everything just squeezing in so that I don't have to wear a bra. Everything's just squeezed in and held more betterly. The problem with that though is the shape that it'll make. Instead of making more of a voluptuous shape, it'll make more of a squished shape. But it's kind of just a lot more comfortable to have everything just squished in. It actually is super supportive feeling. This feels okay because I have a good bra on, but to be able to just like zip on one piece dress and be ready to go without having to wear a bra is pretty cool. So I do love this fabric so much. This gnome fabric I got off of joannesfabric.com, and I bought the entire 8 yards of it. So I have plenty to make some dresses. I basically want to make this dress, I'm going to adjust the cleavage a little more so it'll be a little higher on the sides if I want to wear a bra with it and lower in the front, or it'll just be the smaller size altogether so I won't have to wear a bra altogether. Well, I might just make both styles and see how it goes. I might also put some up on my Etsy account. I just love this fabric so much. If you're still here watching, thank you so much. Thanks for watching in with me as I experiment with using zip ties as boning for corsets or dress bodices. If you're already subscribed, thank you. And if not, please consider hitting that subscription button down below. Thanks for being here with me today, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.